Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if it's your first time watching, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and make sure you click on that bell notification icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. So 2020 is definitely the year where I just start uploading new videos. I know that I say that every time I start uploading again. I'm so sorry. Life freaking happens, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna stop apologizing for it because we're all human and shit happens. So with all of that out there, today's video I am actually going to be teaching you guys how I recreate my eyebrow. Wait, what am I saying? I don't even know how to talk anymore. It's been so long since I've had to do public speaking in front of a camera. In today's video, I am going to be teaching you guys how I do my brows. I get this question a lot when I'm in store. I get this question when I'm at Target. I get this question when I'm at anywhere, honestly. I don't think they're phenomenal, but especially because most of the time when I get compliments, I'm having a bad brow day or I haven't like waxed my brows in like weeks. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing these kind of brows. These are my everyday brows if I'm wearing like makeup, like a soft glam like today. If I am just going to the grocery, I typically just use Gimme brow. I fill them in and I'm good to go. In today's video, we're going to be doing the brows. We're going to be cutting out the brows. We're going to be filling them in with multiple products to create this kind of gradient effect. And then I didn't realize how precise and technical I was with my brows until I actually filmed this video. So obviously I filmed my intro after I've already filmed the demo. So as I was like filming, I was like, oh my god, like I am so technical about my brows and I didn't even realize like what is going on. Like, you know, like when you're talking and you're like, oh my god, that really came out my mouth though. That's what she said, right? But I'm really technical with my brows apparently. And one of the biggest things for me is that I do not, like when I look at old photos of myself, I can't even post them because I used to do this, is the Sharpie brow where it literally starts off squared off and then like just like one color the whole way. I cannot stand that. I used to do that. If you still do it, it's okay, girl. Do your thing, whatever works for you. I just personally can't stand it on myself. It looks crazy. I look angry. I already have resting bitch face. I just don't need my brows to look any more intense. The other key things would be to just keeping the area around the brows looking like they're all cohesive. But I'll get into that in the demo. Without wasting any more time, you guys, let's just dive right in. Okay, you guys, so first things first, I'm gonna take my Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 4.5. It's just a neutral undertone. So I'm gonna take that and I always start off by just combing my brows into place. So I go back and forth and I kind of focus it on the bottom aspect, kind of to give it a little bit more definition. After I've done the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead with this and kind of add a little bit more definition towards the top. This is just gonna define my brows a little bit more. And you don't have to be like super specific as to where you're like applying it. Kind of just want to go back and forth. And then in the front part of the brow, that's where I concentrate last. This is where I'm just going to take it and kind of comb the hairs upwards. This is just going to give me a little bit more definition. And I don't press the brush up against the skin in the front portion of the brow, only towards the back where I have more sparseness, because I want the end of the brow to be darker and then the front part to be more natural. From there, I'm just going to take my NYX Fill and Fluff brow pencil. This is in the shade Espresso. So I'm going to take that and apply it to the top corner of my brow. This is just the upper part and kind of like very lightly, like I'm holding the brush so far away from the beginning. This is just going to give me a little bit of definition without going too much. And I am going to very lightly just take some of that in the bottom corner or the bottom portion of my brow. This is just to define those sparse areas and give me more of that baddie Instagram brow, if you know what I'm saying. Like as you can see on camera, it's already giving me very nice definition, but it doesn't look fake, you know? And then honestly, if I had a day off, if I wasn't doing a full face of makeup, I was just doing like a little bit of concealer, this would be good enough. Like I wouldn't even add a little bit more. But because we're doing like full face today, I'm just gonna take this and I'm gonna define the top portion of the brow as well as the tail. You see, and that's where we create more of that sharper brow without getting too intense. I am just gonna fix it a little bit because it's not as straight as I would like. And then I'm just going to connect that to the front. I do make my brows a little bit thicker in the upper portion. I never bring my brow downwards because by doing that, because I have hooded eyes, it makes my eyes appear a lot smaller. So I always add to the top. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes if I'm going for more natural, I don't overextend it up top. But for today's look, I am going to do that. The next step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Anastasia. I don't even know what brush this is, but it's the square concealer brush. Oh, the number's on there. I think it's number 20. And I'm actually going to take my Lancome Tint Idole Idole Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer. This is in the shade 300. This is one of my favorite concealers because not only does it match my skin tone, it just looks super natural. When I blend it out with the Beauty Blender, it just looks phenomenal. So I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna carve out my brow. So what I like to do is I actually like to take this on the back of my hand. I don't know if you can see that. So I dip it in, and after I've dipped it in, I kind of like swipe it on the back of my hand, and I kind of let it dry a little bit by rubbing it up against the back of my hand. This is ensuring that I don't have too much pigment, and then I take that and I start to carve out my brows. I'm never very precise the first round, and then as I start to apply it, I get closer to the actual brow. Like already on camera, that looks so much more like carved out and already like shifted. I'm just gonna take some setting spray and I'm gonna spritz my sponge. I'm gonna take my damp sponge and I'm just gonna blend that downward. Sometimes I go in with the concealer all over the lid, but for today, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm just carving this out, and see that already looks so much better on camera. It's just super defined, super nice. Next, I'm gonna take, again, that same brush and I'm just going to glide it on the parts of my hand that aren't super wet, like just this part where like some of the concealer's already dried down on my hand. This is just picking up pigment without picking an excess of pigment, because if you pick up an excess, the top part will look really bulky and it'll make the brow look like a Sharpie brow. And we absolutely do not want that. Unless you like that, then by all means. I prefer a little bit more of a feathered effect. And honestly, you guys, my brows are a little blocky right now, but it's because I'm having a hard time doing this on camera without like having my mirror in front of me. Because typically if I were doing my makeup, I'd be this close because your girl's blind, you guys. But I'm doing my best, so if they're a little wonky, if it's a little too thick, oh well, that's what she said. But you get the gist of my technique. So next, I'm just gonna go up top, and I'm actually gonna start off on the outer portion of the brow. This is gonna ensure that this part is really carved out, and then towards the front of the brow, where we have more of that feathered, there's not really much product right here, I'm gonna use whatever's left over on my brush to do that part, because that's the part that I want the most natural. I don't want it to look like there's concealer above my brow, and then my pale skin showing underneath. So I'm just gonna go in, and I'm gonna start off right about here, and I'm just gonna and then I'm gonna apply it up top and on the outskirts. Now, I've used most of the product on the outer portion of my brow. I'm gonna take the remaining. I'm just gonna take that and apply it to the front of the brow, starting up top. If I start up top, most of the pigment will be up here. And then I'm slowly gonna start to drop that, but not getting too close, because my Beauty Blender is actually gonna make sure that the product is pushed downward. So by doing that, what's happening is it's giving the illusion of a natural, like skin-like finish here. And then of course we want the full coverage on the outer portion, because that's really gonna define the brow. My brow's a little blocky right now, so sorry. It's just the shape we're going for today. And I'm just gonna take that and kind of just all over tap it in. And that's how I do my brows, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and do my other brow off camera. I'll be right back and I'll show you the final result. Stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so this is the completed look. You already saw me at the beginning of the video. I don't know why I'm doing this, but that was basically my step-by-step guide to my brows. It's honestly doesn't take me that long. My brows typically take like 5-6 minutes. Typically, if I'm running late for work, I can at least put on my brows. And on a casual day, I'll typically just fill them in with Gimme Brow, do a little bit of the pencil and just not carve out the top. I'll just carve out the bottom and do a little bit of concealer in my under eyes with a darker concealer than I normally would. This is going to help it just blend into the skin, and then I'm out the door and ready for my day. So yeah, this is more like I'm going somewhere. This is typically how my brows look at work. If I'm going out or going to an event, I typically do the outer edge or the outer corners a lot darker. I do typically keep the front part as is. I keep it very light. I keep it gradient. I keep it feathery. Like I said earlier today, shout out to my brow lady, Marbette. You are amazing. Because of you, I have brows. I can't even post photos of myself from like 3 years ago because I had no brows or I had Sharpie brows. One or the other, I don't know which one's worse. If you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me anything down below. I probably will answer. So yeah, just ask me anything down below, and follow me on Instagram at DGAFpanda. I'm more active on that. And if you have any other questions or anything you want to see from me, any type of videos, any type of artistry things that maybe like I don't really talk about, but I could make a video on it. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you click on that bell notification icon so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And until next time, you guys, DGAFpanda out.